safety perspective, there are 2-3 things. One is that our caretakers, they are trained in a way which is child friendly, which is also we monitor their behavior, so on and so forth, ensure that they are gentle with children, etc. Our team really takes care of this, ensures that if there's even a slight complaint against any, let's say, caretaker or person, immediate action is taken, so on and so forth. So that's one aspect of it. Second is that all of our buses, they come with very child safety features. There are railings and the bus seats are inclined in a certain way so that children don't face a problem, especially in disembarking. In fact, our caretakers handhold the children when they are getting off, so that they're small children, so don't want anybody to fall off. And thirdly, from a tech perspective, we have an app which parents have, and they can live track buses. So whichever bus their child is on, they get a GPS route. So that way also they can ensure that their child is mostly safe. So these are the 3 main safety related features that we have. They are not monthly sessions, but definitely at the time of onboarding them, we give them one big training. And other than that, so there is a continuous monitoring. So we don't do regular training sessions because we feel that might be redundant, but we're continuously monitoring them. And for example, the caretakers who do well, we incentivize them by, let's say, giving them an even better position in the team. And those who don't, if, let's say, God forbid, we get a complaint, we act immediately. So that's the kind of regular monitoring that we're doing of caretakers.
Di basong habos yung hakani habos di kisung tenat nomor ba lalait ke yelekai don habos yelekai perkena am tu tindle poi da blok ro kimya sngo skrai kata blok ke tenat biasong kai yelekai perkena am tu tinggi ladon tikar ba pej yang ni la kia syok kia dat perkena ke leh pej ladon kinong pej.
STEM stands for Sustainable Transport and Efficient Mobility Society. It is in line with the Honourable Chief Minister's goal of A, decongesting Shillong. I think that is a big challenge that we face, and B, ensuring that our school children get a safe and reliable way to get to school, and their parents are also eased, because according to our study, there's a huge economic/time cost that parents also incur every day if they privately drop. So on those 2 broad objectives, I do believe we have been fairly successful. On the first goal of decongesting Shillong, I'm happy to share that as per our latest impact assessment report, we replaced around 56,000 cars from the roads just by virtue of our 53 buses. So I think that is a decent achievement. Additionally, we also ensured that 183 tons of carbon emissions are reduced. So that are good, let's say, decongesting benefits in terms of environmental impact as well. Around 80,000 litres of fuel have been saved annually. So that's on one level. On that level, I think we have done fairly well. On the other level, which is children and parents, and I'm happy to state that around 1699, that is the exact number of students who are currently using our buses. And mostly we have received positive feedback from parents, because our tagline is Ride with a Smile. And up till now, touch wood, there have been no mishaps, none of that sort with any of our children. It is a safe, top-notch system which has won the trust of parents. So I think on those 2 tenets, we have been largely successful. Of course, there is always scope for improvement and betterment, and we're working towards that.
Singi ada kadi nak liang jong kabos kin kamdan la kadon kabos kat noi mi pakin hun le kamsir mungkin pa long ki nak liang ki bai ba mungkin sup kan mo te ha ba kamdan kabos tem organi kabos pat long ba kanika kimbensi ben lut da ka dor ka ba he mo kali det ka lut buan ki jinglon ta kun pada di kali chong ka buan ki jinglon nila idon kam hi ban le runti shawaro ki ni kinong ba chungi khen kelang ki ka hapo ni po city suang ma ti di ban biang ki bos ki postam.
But let's say the second level of close and regular monitoring is we have this WhatsApp group with our STEMS team, with the Shillong Traffic Police, and 1 or 2 maybe PWD other stakeholders, and that is a very active group. So let's say if there's any issue, let's say the bus is not getting space to park, then immediately we will liaise on the group and we come up with a solution. So I mean, touch wood, fortunately actually, we've not had that kind of an emergency which might warrant an even stronger system, but as of now this is working well. Our caretakers are constantly in contact with our team operations team, our customer care team is in contact with parents, so that feedback loop is working fine so far and we're okay. Yeah. Now that we have 54 buses and like I said, 1699 students, we're running on 120% of our capacity, which is good. But the challenge to that is, we think general, behavior of people, which will obviously take some time to change in terms of parking. So for example, there are designated STEMS parking spots for our buses, but often we find a two-wheeler is parked there or a car is parked there, and that hinders, right? Because then our bus cannot park, then these are big buses. So then we have to stop somewhere else, and that placement won't be very safe. What's if there's a nala, there's a drain? So that is one challenge. I think generally on the road, we still need to sensitize people more so that our buses, do not face any such hindrance. A second challenge would be perhaps, I think of course, while we have onboarded so many students, we don't want to stop here. We want to get more and more parents on board. So I'm sure that there are some parents still who might have their apprehensions. So I think solving those would be the next challenge. And third, I think on a more crude level would be like parking space. As you know, Shillong is a busy city. So finding day parking or night parking for our buses is sometimes a challenge. Sometimes some stakeholders do not fully cooperate because, of course, they also have their apprehensions, and rightfully so, that it's a big bus and all of that. So I think those are the three rough challenges. Otherwise, I think we're doing mostly fine. Yeah. One more thing, sorry. Our app can definitely be a little better. I have to acknowledge we have tried our best, but our vision was to make a better app with a better user interface, UI. So I think that is also one thing, but we're working on that. Yeah. Core stakeholders, I would say obviously number one would be the children and parents, because right now STEMS is operating for school children, so that's the first one. Second one would be the STEMS buses and drivers and caretakers, so that's the second stakeholder. Third would be, of course, the administrative side, so planning department and STEMS, which is the society, and we have this whole team which is doing operations headed by a very able AGM. So I think these would be the three main stakeholders. Of course, on a larger level, for general public, because at the end of the day, this project was envisaged not just for school students, but eventually we want to make buses and shared buses the way of transport for everybody. So I think dealing with that mindset change and all of that, so they would be the fourth stakeholder. Before we rolled out STEMS, we did a study of the city, and like you rightly said, a lot of our roads are single lane, congested, encroached. So around 70% of the city's roads are like that as per that study. So which is why it has been challenging. So right now 54 buses have 54 different routes, but we have to make sure that they are broad enough. So I think, of course, those routes we cannot go through, but the goal is to ensure that our bus stops and our disembarkation points are nearby, so that even people who live in, let's say, those streets which are tiny and narrow can just walk till the main road where the bus stop is and get their children on. So I think obviously we cannot fit that bus into the thin street, but we can try to extend our route so much that almost everybody has a nearby bus stop to go to. This project is dependent a lot on demand and need. So the reason we could roll it out in Shillong was because, as you know, Shillong is the capital and there are lots of students and lots of schools, and this congestion is a problem. So we will have to do that feasibility for Tura and Jawai. As of now, in the near horizon, there is no such plan. I have to say that our people, which are mostly, we have a very young population, I think creative solutions are something which are mostly welcomed. Obviously, what people also want is a clear-cut plan, and then you have to convince them. So I have to say that mostly we've found a very cooperative audience who wants to listen to our ideas and they want to cooperate. And obviously, we would have not been able to do this without the active support of the Rangba Shnongs, of schools, of localities, and of police and everybody. So we do have their support, and I think that going ahead, so like I said, right now we're functioning on 120% occupancy. I think when we get more buses to our fleet, we'll then figure out new, but as from my understanding, the demand already exists. We just need to get more buses. So I think right now we're in a decent position with respect to the public. I mean, obviously, thank you to everybody for cooperating and for ensuring that STEMS is a success. I mean, it is in line with our Honorable Chief Minister's vision of decongesting Shillong and, of course, making it convenient, safe, and basically happy experience for every child. And we hope that more and more children can ride with a smile, because that is our tagline. And thank you for your cooperation. And I hope we can do better things for the people of the city and state.